So this practice brings us into contact just with the natural rhythm of our breath. So sometimes it's quite difficult just to be with our breath because our mind wanders, because we're fidgeting, because we're impatient as well, I think, or bored, even bored. So I'm just going to give you a simple way to come into contact with just breathing naturally and being aware of that. So the most important thing is that you're comfortable. So if we're uncomfortable, that's all our brain can think about. So make sure that you're sitting comfortably. You can sit, don't have to sit like me. You can kneel, you can sit on a cushion, you can sit on a chair, you can lie down. It's absolutely fine, and it's a choice. It's just another choice that we make, but it's a choice that is being kind to yourself. You're finding a position where you can lie quite still for a while and just focus on something that's happening anyway. So finding your position. And the first thing we notice really is if we're breathing through our nose or are we breathing through our mouth. So I'm just going to ask you to take 3 deep breaths, and if you can, breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your nose. 2 more. And then when you've done those, just breathe. You're going to notice your breath comes back in because your body wants to breathe. Now notice if you're able to breathe through your nose. If it's impossible, you breathe through your mouth. It's absolutely fine. Every now and again, see if you can breathe through your nose, because nostril breathing warms, purifies and warms the breath. So it's better for our lungs. But if you need to breathe through your mouth, obviously that's what you do. But just being aware that mouth breathing constricts the back of the throat, dries the mouth out. So it's often a reason that we can snore when we're lying on our backs, is because the back of the throat constricts because we're breathing through our mouth. So every now and again, just see if you can breathe through your nose. So just settling, just being with the rhythm of the breath. And then all I'm going to ask you to do is just simply count. So when you next breathe in, you're going to count to 4. And when you breathe out, count to 4. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. And continue. Now you might find that there are quite natural pauses between the breaths, but don't force any of these things. You might find that when you breathe in for 4, there's a slight pause at the end of that in-breath. And then you breathe out, and you're still breathing out for 4, but then you might find there's a slight pause at the end of that out-breath. So just notice those pauses. So there's still a breath in and you're counting to 4, but then there might be a slight pause, and then you breathe out for 4. And then there might be a slight pause or a space, and then you breathe in. So you start to notice those spaces or those phases between the breath. But you're not forcing them. If it gets too much, you just come back to a natural rhythm. But you may notice, the more you practice, those spaces might start to be longer. But without force, they're natural. And in those spaces, there's utter quiet and suspension. And silence. And you continue. And then the next time you breathe out, let go of the count. If you'd already stopped counting and your mind has drifted off somewhere else, it's a really wonderful opportunity just to notice, where has your mind gone? Where are you? Bring your attention back to you, the position that you're in, the contact you have with the ground. So if your mind wanders, it's never ever a problem. You just call it back, almost as though you're calling something, like a little puppy or a kitten that you love. So you're just drawing them back, drawing your thoughts back. And now just notice your breath arrives and your breath leaves, and you don't have to count. You don't have to change it. Now you're just being with it. And you breathe in and you breathe out. And you continue. And in this way, you're being with your body as it is, breathing as it does, that really innate intelligence within us that keeps us alive. That real simple thing that we take for granted, the breath. And all those things inside us, all those organs inside us that keep us alive, the lungs, the heart, and everything else. So when we come into contact with our breath, eventually it brings us to a real deep place of gratitude and acceptance for this body that you have. And every breath that you breathe is a new breath. There's always that chance of beginning again, starting again. And the breath that we breathed before is gone. So we're with this one now. We can't breathe in the past, we can't breathe in the future. We're here and now, and we breathe. And you continue. And if you notice something in your body that's just drawing your attention, you can consciously decide to shift or to move, or you can breathe into that area to soften, to quieten, but to give it attention. Often discomfort comes because that part of our body is asking us to notice. So notice. And bring your attention back to your breathing. And notice. If a thought comes back into your head that just keeps reoccurring, something's bothering you, we don't block it. You can decide to be with those thoughts. Or you can just decide to ask them to wait until you've finished your practice, because they will wait. Everything around us will continue as you decide to be with your breath and be with your body. You may notice, if you're quiet enough, those spaces between. And you can find those, as well as your breath. And then as the practice comes towards its close, noticing how your breath is, how you feel, how your body is, how your thoughts are. Just reacquainting yourself with your body as maybe you start to move. Notice if your breath starts to deepen itself, just to bring yourself back a little bit more awake. But really having that sense of quiet, that value of yourself for giving you this time. And just allowing yourself to be as you are, breathing, healthy and well.